It was a welcome gift from Mother Nature. After years of drought, the rain started falling, but the water just kept coming. Flooded roads, parking lots, and even homes. But in one neighborhood, the storm seemed endless. All this mud came from the storm?
Yes. All 7 of them.
Dennis Ryder lives in Foster Park, a small community 8 miles north of the city of Ventura, at the bottom of what's called the Ventura County watershed. Or at least, he used to live here.
We didn't come back.
And you're still not back.
And we're still not back. We've been displaced since that day.
That day was January 9th, the first of many storms to hit the area. His home and many others sit along Coyote Creek south of the Casitas Dam. And when the rain fell, the sediment on the hillsides from the Thomas Fire and years of drought gave way, clogging the creek and flooding properties. But 4 months later, the water barely receded, and what's left behind makes his home unlivable.
See the concrete here? It was 3 feet high where the creek was supposed to be.
3 feet of mud on his driveway, his lawn, his gazebo bench is still buried, stuck in a storm gone by. And with little financial assistance, this grandfather is working every day just to get back home.
I'm 74 years old. I've been here almost every single day for the last 4 months, doing what I can to get my property back.
FEMA will help fix the damage to his house, but right now he can't get to it, and they won't pay for cleanup elsewhere, like his driveway or the creek.
If they had to move the sediment from the creek as well, was pushing $70,000, $75,000, $80,000.
If you build in a floodplain, you should expect to get hit by a flood.
Jeff Pratt is the director of public works in Ventura County.
What is the county's responsibility when it comes to this type of a watershed on private property?
None.
Coyote Creek runs through the private property of several homeowners. Casitas Vista Road and the still flooded Camp Chaffee Road are the county's responsibility, as is the hillside surrounding the community. And the county has a culvert that clearly dumps water onto the Ryder's property into Coyote Creek. But Pratt says fixing the problem just isn't cost effective.
If we could find a grant or the money to fix this, of course we would. But what I'm telling you is that you can't, because the benefit-cost ratio doesn't work.
He says they've run the numbers. $65 million to build a channel in Coyote Creek, at least $6 million just to build a small bridge over it. And he says the property damaged by the flood isn't worth that.
In the community, most of when I say community, I'm talking United States, everybody thinks that people should be moved out of the floodplain. They think that there's all sorts of natural services these floodplains provide, habitat, water quality, water supply, that are being interfered with by this development.
But the floodplain wasn't declared until the 1980s, and many of these homes built long before that.
Maybe it would be nice if the county could step in and help out rather than ignore us and then come in and say, gee, there just isn't enough money for you guys in this community because you don't have enough value. Oh, what does that say to me? I have no value.
Value has a different price for everyone here, as well as the wildlife along the creek and the fish in it, which include the endangered Southern California steelhead. But the county says it will apply for a federal grant to clean out the creek.
That'll provide a Band-Aid and a temporary solution, and we did it in 2017, and it was soon overcome.
But homeowners like the Ryders say the logs and mud that clogged the creek didn't come from their property. It came from the county's.
This is the walkway that goes and turns the corner around the garage and goes into the pool house.
And now they just hope something is done soon so they can finally go home. Joy Benedict, KCAL News.